This pepper plant has really come on since we moved it into this 2 litre pot. But since it's now getting a really good size to it, we don't want to restrict it in any way, since peppers need such a long growing season to provide fruit. So we'll get this moved on into something bigger and maximise that growth all the way through this season. Also, while I was out in garden this morning, I managed to get a little harvest of fresh strawberries. And it's not a lot at the moment, but it's better than nothing. So it's just nice to see a little bit of something starting to come back for the work that we've already put in. I also got a couple of these hot lemon drop chili peppers. They're quite a good size, considering it's still early in season for things like peppers. But these will definitely get used. I'll probably use them on my cooking channel and make up something nice and spicy. But I've never tried these before, so I don't know how hot they actually are. So I'll probably need to look that up first, because they could be blow your socks off peppers, and we don't want that. But for what I remember, it's a mild hot pepper. But I'm still going to check. So all in all, not too bad really. Let's get this pepper plant sorted out anyway. I think I'm going to move it into one of these, because this will be big enough for it to stay in for the entire season. That's a 10 litre pot, and at the moment it's in a 2 litre. So it's quite a big jump for a pepper plant, because apparently they don't like being moved into much bigger tubs all in one go. But I think that'll be alright. So, as always, I've put a bit of that rough composting bottom to save on its quality stuff. But I'm also going to add some grow more to this container. I want it to have plenty of nutrition in this container as it's growing. And we can also add more late through season. Then I'm just going to add a bit more compost. Now I'm about halfway. We'll take this out and have a quick look at that root system. Make sure everything's okay. And as you can see, it's got a really good root system on it. And it's nice and loose, which is a bonus. But it is down to the bottom of this pot now, so maybe it is time to move it on. So we'll just do a little test on it for height. That looks about right to me. And we'll get it nice and straight. So we'll settle that in there. And then we can infill around outside. And as you're doing this, just give it a shake and it'll settle that compost down for you. And then we'll press it down. Peppers like a really good firm base to grow in. And we're going to keep it at the exact same level it was in that tub. We're not burying it any deeper. We just want it in this tub for that extra root space. And nice, they firm down like that. Keeping it as straight as we can all the time. I'm not going to completely fill this pot at the top. I like to leave a couple of inch for watering or sprinkling on feed later in season. And then we'll just get it watered in. And I'll give it a good deep water. So we'll put the water on, let it settle in, and then do it again. And because you've now moved this plant into a bigger container, it's going to hold more moisture for longer, which is especially important if we keep getting these days like yesterday, which were 87 degrees, because your smaller pots obviously will dry out quicker. So doing this serves two purposes. The plant can grow on to be a bigger, better plant and hold its moisture for longer. And also, while you're doing this kind of a job, check all your leaves. Make sure there's no aphids underneath your leaves. And this one looks perfectly fine. Also, if we move in really close to this plant, you can see all the side shoots that's coming. So it really wants to grow. So by moving it into this big container, we're going to help with that. And it is starting to get little flower buds on top as well. So that's a job worth doing when you get a chance to. Always remember that rule with anything that's in a pot. Once you see roots starting to come out of the bottom of those pots, it's time to move it on somewhere bigger to prevent that root system from starting to spiral around the bottom, because that's going to restrict the growth of your plants. And I also have a few more as well, so I might as well get those moved on as soon as possible, and then hopefully by the end of the season we'll have a really good harvest of sweet bell peppers. And these are called California Wonder, in case you were wondering. So that's your big sized supermarket type bell pepper. And as with all peppers, they'll start off green, but if you leave them to ripen, they could turn yellow, they could turn orange, or they could turn red. You never know what you're going to get, basically. But they can be harvested at absolutely any stage. But hopefully we will get some this year from these plants. And I'm going to move all these peppers outside just for an hour or so, because it's not red hot today, it is actually raining now. So I'll pop them outside, they can get some good rainwater, and they'll also get a bit extra airflow at the same time. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this pepper planting update. And if you want to see what this plant produces through season, just hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you on the next video. You all take care. Thank you.